The American people are now more alarmed than ever before, simply because of our latest cyber attack that we experienced against the United States Treasury. That has many people extremely concerned, up in arms. How did the United States even let this happen? Well, that's what we're going to discuss today, because experts believe this is just a test. Everything that we have seen over the past several months has just been a test to see what the United States response is. Keep in mind that this hack that went against the United States Treasury earlier this month, which we just learned about yesterday, well, China says, no, it's not us. But the United States says, yes, these are Chinese hackers. So I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. Take 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. It's crazy to think that the United States Treasury was just hacked into. It was a massive breach, a major cyber attack, according to the U.S. Treasury. It says Chinese hackers access workstations and documents in a major cyber incident. Now, I want to read a little bit of this to you, okay? Because this is extremely important. The U.S. Treasury was hacked into, okay? A division of it. That is extremely concerning. Look at this right here. It says the department did not provide details on how many workstations had been accessed or what sort of documents the hackers may have obtained. But it said in a letter to lawmakers revealing the breach that at this time there is no evidence indicating the threat actor has continued access to Treasury information. It says the hack was being investigated as a major cybersecurity incident. Goes on to say, Treasury takes very seriously all threats against our systems and the data it holds. Goes on to say, over the last 4 years, Treasury has significantly bolstered its cyber defense, and we will continue to work with both private and public sector partners to protect our financial system from threat actors. Okay, good. But let's listen to this.
As Chinese state-sponsored hackers breached the U.S. Treasury Department's computer security guardrails this month and stole documents in what Treasury called a major incident, according to a letter to lawmakers. The hackers compromised third-party cybersecurity service provider Beyond Trust and were able to act.
Now, I want to stop it right there. This is something that has many people alarmed. How did a hacker or a group of hackers gain access to documents and workstations within the U.S. Treasury? And if they can gain access into the U.S. Treasury, which according to the U.S. Treasury, they bolstered their cybersecurity, then what makes us think that they can't gain access to the Department of Defense? They can't gain access to our banking information. Or like they did just recently, okay, again, this is troubling. They gained access to at least 8 U.S. telecom firms. That says they were hit by a hacking campaign. This is according to the White House. But again, it gets even worse because right now we don't know where they're even at. We have no idea how deep they've embedded themselves into our systems. But listen to this right here.
But the Wall Street Journal is reporting that the U.S.'s channels with China have gone dark ahead of Trump's return to the White House. They say, and this is the Journal, Chinese officials have repeatedly tried and failed to get access to Trump's inner circle. What do you make of that?
Well, this is why Susie Wiles' ban on cabinet nominees posting their opinions is so important. We just can't have friction and trouble before the president is even inaugurated. And some people are already putting out things who are nominees or possible ambassadors that can mislead the Chinese. President Trump, about 25 years ago, wrote a book on how China was our major threat and what he would do if president. This is 25 years ago. And he said unpredictability and really harsh sanctions are the only way to get China's attention.
So Donald Trump wrote a book 25 years ago that says the only way to get China's attention is through unpredictability and harsh sanctions. Well, China doesn't like that. And you think China's just going to step back and let the U.S. do whatever we want? Probably not. But at the same time, China is trying to do whatever they want. Look at this. It says no one can ever stop Taiwan's reunification with China. That's what President Xi Jinping just said in his New Year's message just today. I told you this before, that the United States is struggling because we continue to send our weapons, our financial assistance over to Ukraine and Israel and many other countries, while China is sitting back, letting the U.S. use our resources while China is trying to bolster theirs. Look at this report from just the other day. It says China directs the largest military buildup since the 1930s Nazi Germany, according to an expert who is citing the Pentagon report that just came out. So China's building the largest military we've ever seen, while the United States continues to send our equipment and our munitions over to other countries to help them and assist them, while the United States is actually looking weaker. Again, it's troubling. But at the same time, all this stuff is happening because we are about to get a new president. Okay? In just 20 days. Okay, 20 days. We are going to have the inauguration of Donald Trump for his second term. Well, here's what Donald Trump has vowed. Donald Trump ups the ante on tariffs. He vows massive taxes on goods from Mexico, Canada, and China on day one. Day one of him being in office, he is going to shake things up. I said this the other day, Donald Trump is a disruptor. Okay? Things are going to be very shaky for maybe a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, but eventually things will bounce and they will do better. But disrupting the system, disrupting other governments, other countries, that's what he's going to do. He's going to shake things up. And that could be good in the long run, but it could be bad initially. So, what we know right now is that these hackers that are gaining access into the U.S. Treasury, that's concerning to say the least. But the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway from all of this is, where does it stop? Does the United States bolster their systems even more? Do banks, does our water supply systems, our power grids, transportation departments, are all these going to improve their cybersecurity? I don't know. All I can tell you right now, all we know is that right now officials are looking into this, trying to figure out how to get rid of these threats that are within our systems. But they've been working on this for several months and yet to have any answers. So we'll see what happens moving forward. The one thing that I can tell you is that yes, in 20 days, Donald Trump will be inaugurated as the next president of the United States. When he is inaugurated, the first thing he's planning to do, is tariffs on China. Just day one. Tariffs on China. Securing the U.S. border. And hopefully that means securing everything, not just our physical border, but our cyber borders as well. So we'll see what happens. The one thing, again, that I can promise you is I will be here every step of the way, and I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.